Hi, I'm Elizabeth Smith with Oliver Smith Jeweler, and today I'm telling you everything you need to know about the iconic Panerai Luminor. If you're new to Panerai, this video will be important because it's going to tell you all the story and history behind this beloved watch. And if you're already a passionate Paneristi, I think this video will reignite some enthusiasm and some love for the brand. The topic of the Panerai Luminor is one of the first videos I ever made for YouTube. This was about 2 years ago. I was managing the Panerai boutique in Aspen for our company, and we had just hit lockdown, and we were like, okay, what are we gonna do? We have all this knowledge, let's find an outlet to share it and make the best use of our time. Mentioning that because I think it's important to remember where I came from. We filmed the video on my iPhone, but a lot has changed in the last 2 years, which is why I wanted to make this video again. Panerai begins in 1860 when Giovanni Panerai opened up a watch repair shop and a watch school in Florence, Italy. His family operated this business for numbers of years, and on the eve of World War II, the Royal Italian Navy came to the Panerai family needing a new tool. They were in need of a watch for their diving operations so they could tell the time when underwater. Panerai was commissioned to make a large, readable watch that glowed in the dark. In 1938, the Radiomir watch is born, named after the radium that is used as the numbers on the dial to help it glow when underwater. This is a huge watch, very easy to read, and has this signature screw-down onion crown on the right-hand side that is still the signature of Radiomir watches today. Fast forward a little bit to 1949, the Panerai family files for a patent for a tritium-based compound instead of radium in the watch that became known as a Luminor. That's where the name Luminor comes from, is that actually tritium-based compound that was used, not yet the shape of the watch. The Royal Italian Navy was running into issues with this onion screw-down crown because it was sticking out the side of the case, they could bump into it, and water was getting into the watch. So in the early 1950s, the Panerai family patented a new design, which was this lever that locked in the crown and made the watch watertight. This today is known as the crown guard and what has become so iconic with the Panerai Luminor. Following that, for most of Panerai's years, the family really just contracted watches to different militaries. Fast forward to the mid-1990s, and they've decided to start selling to the public. And the first watch they launched was the Panerai Luminor with the crown guard on the side of the case. The Luminor was first made famous by Sylvester Stallone, who wore the watch in the movie Daylight, and from there it has catapulted the Luminor style to become iconic in the sports watch world. Aside from just the crown guard that we've talked about, the Luminor case shape is also identified by this cushion case on the side, generally shorter lugs, and a flatter crystal. Always a very easy to read, clear dial. That's what Panerai is known for. Very often too, especially in the earlier pieces, you'll see the 12, 3, 6, and 9 digits and then dashes in between. As the brand evolved, so did the Luminor case shape. And in 2002, we saw the first reiteration of the Luminor case shape with the release of the PAM 127, the 50. This is when Panerai came out with the 1950 case shape. This has a little bit more squared off shape, relatively longer lugs, and a domed crystal when compared to the Luminor style. In 2019, Panerai merged the Luminor case shape and the Luminor 1950 case shape into one category, which we now just called Luminor. Currently today, in 2022, manual wind Luminors are going to be that classic Luminor case shape, and then the automatic watches are going to be in that Luminor 1950 case shape. Panerai has released many variations of the Luminor over the years, from as big as a 47mm all the way down to a 40mm, which Panerai recently just re-released, so I'll link that video for you. We've seen many different color dials and a lot of different metals used. When the Luminor was first launched, it was in a stainless steel. We've seen titanium. Now in the gold models, it is Panerai's Gold Tech, which is a mixture of copper and gold and platinum that makes this really pretty kind of red gold case. And then in 2020, we saw the release of the first Luminor in Carbotech. This is a carbon fiber case made out of about 120 sheets of carbon fiber, gives really pretty striations through the watch, very unique look, and was the first time we really saw a big difference from, kind of these like classic metals used in the watch. Outside of Radiomir, which was the original case shape, the Luminor collection has really been the launching point for the rest of the Panerai models. The submersible is the dive watch version of the Luminor, rotating bezel, deeper dive depth. And then the newer collection, the Luminor Duet collection, is same case shape as a Luminor, but 40% thinner, can be worn as a dress watch, and is much lighter for women. So the Luminor collection has really kind of been the base that Panerai models their newer watches off of. You can also see different complications through the Luminor collection. So we have the red gold chronograph with us here today. There have been flyback chronographs, rattrapants done in the Luminor, and even the Panerai tourbillon is done in the Luminor case style. Over the years, Panerai has done a fantastic job of keeping the integrity of the Luminor design. They've never strayed too far away from the original, and I think that's what makes this watch so interesting. Every time something new comes out, they're still able to pay homage to where it came from. If you have any questions or want to talk more about a Panerai Luminor, definitely leave us a comment and make sure to subscribe for more Panerai content. Thanks for watching.